Hello everyone, welcome to Potsdam TV. In today's speedrun video, I'm gonna show you how I made a floating hut. So if you're ready, let's game, shall we? This is going to be a long speedrun because I put a lot of thought in it and I didn't want to cut so many parts. And I also realized that like if I accelerate it 10 times, it's kinda skipping frames that you might be missing while you're checking the builds. That's why I decided to put it as 6 times faster so that you can understand the work in detail in better shape. I'm hoping that you learn from my videos, and if you're actually learning, you can put on your comments and you can put your thoughts as well. I would really appreciate to see them. This build actually comes from an idea that I've seen on another Discord server, and it's shared as an inspirational thing. I'll put the picture here somewhere, and then I saw it and I immediately realized that like I should do something like this. I need this, like I desperately need this in my neighborhood. That's why I thought. And then I started to build this up, and my idea was like I made it like at the 4th floor, and I decided to make not so big house. That's why I call it hut. So it's like a magician or like an enchanter is living here. Nowadays I'm playing Dragon Age Inquisition. I thought that like maybe a house reminding that vibe would be nice as well. And in order to like play with the roofs that much that I'm doing right now in the speedrun, you can click the Control C while you're clicking the roof, and instead of one dot that you can move it around, and you can change the concave way of the roof. You can also change in 3 different dots at that time, and that gives you a bit more flexibility. If you like to try, you can go ahead and try it out in your builds. It's kind of interesting. I think this is my first or second time to use, like I barely remember that, and recently LizSimC had a video about roofing and she was recommending that too, and I was like, oh yeah, there was something like that. Usually it's not so necessary, but it was fun to apply it finally. And then since I built it on top, usually there's a problem in the Sims if you have like more than one floor. Like 2 floors is still okay, like when your camera is going down from 2nd floor to 1st floor, it's fine. But if it's only at the 4th floor and if your camera is dropping down so many times, it's kinda making you sick. Like my roommate saw one of my speedruns like that, and he said that like he couldn't watch it because he started to feel sick. And that might have happened to you too. I'm sorry about that if it happened to you too. I'm not affected personally, but it might happen to you. So if you have this kind of sensitivity towards this issue, you might choose not to play with this, because in the gameplay it's kind of problematic. But it looks nice. That's what I was aiming for actually. It's not so suitable for a gameplay maybe, but it would be nice to put this in your neighborhood and visit it with time to time, just to spend one day with your neighbor, something like that. So that's what I'm hoping for in my new series. It will be one of the builds that I'm gonna put. And I wanted like sections of stairs, like from here and there. I wanted different heights to reach that stairs, and I wanted to cover it with lots of trees and other landscaping. And of course there was a huge trouble about how to put the landscaping, and then like I had to rearrange the heights and stuff. It was so crazy. Like I caused a lot of trouble to myself when I was building that. But whenever I saw that image, please let's show it again, I really wanted to make it immediately, something like this. So, like, I really wanted to create the vibe. The one thing I should have done was to use the stones that they have used in this build and increase it. And maybe you have known from my other videos, like, my game has a bug for some reason. Not everyone has, but my game has. If I want to use the 9 button, the normal 9 button, to increase the height of the objects, when I do that, my camera goes to somewhere. And it's so annoying, so effing annoying. That's why I don't want to increase the objects that much. Like, I'm refraining. I found myself refraining. Like, I don't avoid it that much, but like, I really don't want it. I'm getting lazy about it because it's kind of frustrating now. I think it happened after an update. Like, after Snowy Escape, there was an update about the skin colors. I think it has started to happen after that. Please let me know in the comments if you're having the same trouble and if you know how to fix it or something. My game is from Steam, by the way. Steam and Origin together. And then by this I mean that I purchased from Steam and it runs Origin at the same time in order to make the game work. And other than that, like, in this build, I don't want to talk too many things. I think the build tells everything by itself. So I wanted to create the magical vibe here because I think I never done a house for a magician. Yeah, it might be my first house for a magician, and I thought that this would be a suitable kind. That kind of house, this kind of house, I would expect from the Sims creators do it when they first released the Realm of Magic, actually, and instead they just made bunch of like very usual houses. Like, they didn't surprise us at all. I would like to see something floating in the air. It will be fun to play with it. It will be fun to have special townies in it. It will be fun to have like a very beautiful witch, for example, as a townie. Yeah, we have beautiful characters in the Realm of Magic, but not so many. Not so beautiful, at least. Like, the idea of beautiful witch in my head is kind of different from what they are told in the Maxis, it seems. Anyways, so this, I wanted it to have like kind of a open space vibe. That's why I didn't want to put any fences to anywhere, thinking that this magician doesn't need to get afraid of the heights because she or he can fly whenever he or she wants. So I refrained using fences, and then at here I decided to give her, let's say her, a patio. And of course this patio had to float as well as the house. And then I wanted to give a unique shape. Maybe you wouldn't like how it turned out in the end, but when I was giving the shape I struggled a lot because I didn't want to disturb the places that I created the pool, and I wanted to create like a natural looking shape as well. That left me that little part that I was playing with the how it's not platform, fountain, yes, the fountain parts. Then I had to cut through the walls. Like, the easiest way for me to cut the fountains are like this, not fountains, foundations. Yeah. Sorry, my bad English stroke again. And then after this, given this floating area, I thought that maybe there can be like a sacred island for this magician to go and make some meditation there. And then I think I forgot to put meditation items there. We will see in the speedrun later on. So I'm checking it time to time, but I'm mostly talking to you guys. I'm trying to avoid to talk directly at the things that I'm doing here, but if there is a trick that I found, I will inform you as well. I mostly want to talk about what gave me the idea and how I wanted to make this. Yes. And at here you're seeing me, I'm creating another platform region that is also floating. Everything should be floating here, that's what I thought, so that it gives that magical environment idea better. And I didn't give fences to the stairs as well. And I created this little tiny attic area, and you can reach it only from the outside. I thought that, like, since there's a magician living here, that magician never allows here to rain or anything. That's why actually it shouldn't matter if everything is open up space and like doesn't have a rooftop or fences around. You can fly, you can make it sunny all day long. So I didn't bother myself too much with those. I just wanted to make it look like Hot, thinking that maybe this magician envies that kind of places. That was kind of fun idea in my head. I don't know if you would agree or not. By the way, if you like my videos, please don't forget to hit the like button. And if you like to see me continue building this kind of crazy stuff, you can let me know in the comments, and you can consider subscribing my channel as well. And in here I wanted its shape to be unique as well, but when I put that like octagonal thing, it looked kind of weird as well, so I wasn't sure how to make it. And then I decided to give just the cut corner there, I think. And then when I was deciding the pool's color, I knew that I would put bunch of cherry trees here and there, and then cherry blossoms will be on the water, would make sense. That, and also these colors also make sense in my head for a magical place. That's why I put bunch of those. And when I was making this landscaping, I enjoyed a lot. I thought that like it's really fun that the trees cannot reach that high. And then after building this, actually it's like a spoiler of my next episodes. But I already made another build like this. It's also floating, and in that floating house I realized that you can make your houses even higher, and I did that, and it turned out very crazy. Like if you fall down, the difference of level is really crazy, and it's really hard to play as well. It was just fun for me to make it. I hope you would enjoy that too. But this is kind of tolerable, I think. If you just make it from the ground level to the 4th floor, it is kind of tolerable. What I did in that is like I used the ground level increase stuff with those shovel symbol, and then I increased whole ground level into very high degree, and then I created like high walls, and I created 3 floors, and on top of that I built the thing. That is the highest that you can get, I think. And then I deleted everything and made the ground level at the same level as before again, and it was basically very close to the clouds. It was really fun to raise my builds up like that. Maybe even I can try to make like flying versions of my previous houses. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, please. It would be fun to see what if your house was flying series. It would be like Up, that kind of stuff. I wish we could have some balloons to put that. Probably there are some CCs about that, right? Like you can let me know in the comments as well. That we could put those, do it, and you can do it with your houses as well, and you can share with me. I would like to see those as well. Like I really like this idea of flying house. I don't know if you would agree, but if you like to try, let me know so that I can see and comment on it. You know, I'm trying to check all of your builds as much as possible. I'm trying to reach as many simmers as possible as well. I'm trying to support everyone. If I couldn't see one of your builds, please don't worry, I will check them eventually, as much as the time permits. And yep, that's it. And I really wanted to use the blue color. I don't know what was the trigger. That day I was like, if I'm gonna make a build today, it has to be blue. That kind of day, you know. Maybe you had that kind of days as well. And then I built this house, yes. And I kind of missed to talk to you guys this long. Like, I think in my treehouse video, the card will appear here and there. And I talked this long, and it was kind of fun for me. And I was trying to talk faster and faster. It was kind of stressing me out. I thought that like I shouldn't bother talking to that fast all the time. It's not because I cannot do, I can do, and the grammar blows up even more. And I realized that I don't like that, and subtitles cannot reach up to me very quickly as well. So my Turkish simmer friends cannot see that properly, cannot watch them, and probably they cannot understand me properly. And sometimes I even don't understand what I'm saying in a very fast mode. I know like some of my simmer friends are trying to support me and they are watching me with a double speed. And if you do that, it will be really impossible to understand what I'm saying when I'm talking even faster than this. So I'm trying to calm down, talk to you guys in a slow manner, and hope that you wouldn't get bored me talking here. Because it's kind of fun for me to find this community and share bouncy ideas. And I hope you like my ideas as well. I wanted to give those lilies because I always thought that they're kind of giving the magical vibes, that lily kind of lamps. And I decided to use one of the patios, the one under, as a hobby patio. The one upper is like gathering area, like partying. You can make some parties over there. And I wanted floating objects as well. And that caused me lots of troubles because of that 9-button issue that I talked before. Like my objects, my camera flies around because of that. It was so annoying. You see, it's happening all the time. That's what I'm saying. If I'm cutting this part and it doesn't match, you will see later on that I just want to raise some objects and they're just flying around. And I remembered the flying candles from the Harry Potter. That's why I wanted to put those like flying candle glass things on top of the dining area. And if this was done after the newest update of CC Creators added bunch of items in The Sims, probably I would end up using the CC Creators chairs at least, because I really liked whatever they put in that update. And like when I'm doing the builds right after that update, I was always trying to put those to somewhere because they look so functional and so cool. I really appreciate their effort, and I really want to thank EA to think about doing this finally after 7 years. Yeah, and I like this really looks like a celebration, like not like the scandalous hot tub issue in the 20th year anniversary. I think it's a horrible story. Like when I saw the videos about that hot tub, I was like laughing a lot last year. When I wasn't doing Sims videos back then, I thought that like why they didn't care even this much. Like this community is so huge and looks so like compassionate about other players as well. They're like always trying to understand each other, and why didn't EA want to understand them as well? I thought then they suddenly started to show that they actually care what they think. Then they did this, and of course the clock is also floating next to the chess table. You like it's like a timer chess. I thought you can hit the clock and you can play like that. And then there is little resting area as well, and I wanted to put some plantaries here and there just to make it look more lively. I think it looks more cozy like this. And I wanted to change the shapes of the platform time to time. And I think this is like more or less what I'm gonna talk about the exterior. So I'm gonna leave you with the music a bit, and then we're gonna talk again when it goes to interior design. I wanted a small house. Like if I were able to do, I would assign this as a tiny home, but it wasn't available because I used too many tiles for the patios, and I just gave up and just wanted to give the vibe at least. If you're gonna be using a magician here, it will be already buffed, so additional tiny house would be kind of unnecessary, because after some time you don't even need to take shower. It just poof and there's a shower. It takes another poof to make lots of meals at home, so it gets really easy to live anyway, so we don't need to have a tiny house actually for that. And I really wanted to give a hut. When I mean the fireplace, yes, because fireplace is necessary for a hut in my head. You have to have a fireplace in a hut. That's why I wanted to give that, and when I gave it, I didn't know that it's kinda smaller than the actual place. Probably in the gameplay it will be like smoking inside the house. That would be too weird, and you can just remove it and put another fireplace there. Sorry about that. I'm gonna upload this place to the gallery, by the way, within today, so that you can download from my gallery. My gallery ID is in the description box below. And I really like this idea. I saw it on the Instagram as well. For the bathroom, you create the, I think, get-togethers floor, or get to work, I'm not sure. Get-togethers floor, I think. And you create a separation inside the bathroom to create like bathtub region stuff. You can also change the colors around that region, so it kind of like gives that there's a very distinct region in your bathroom. I think that's a cool idea. I really wanted to try that once. That's how it turned out. And then of course I use lots of Jungle Adventure stuff because I love the pack, and you know that I really like to use vampires floors as well. That's why I used them here and there. And other than that, for the patios, I knew that I'm gonna choose those. So I don't know why. I thought that it would be nice. It kind of gives that magical feeling. That's why I use those floors, like wooden floors in the patios. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, please. And then I also wanted to give more stones. And then I think I gave up on this. I'm not sure. I think I gave up. Yeah. I changed that on that bathroom area. Yeah. An entrance, kitchen, and living room had to be all together. And I thought that since this is I imagined that maybe this is like a unwanted witch in the town. Like she lives here and no one wants to accept her as the part of the community. That's why she doesn't accept too many guests. She has just best friends and she doesn't care about anyone else actually. That's why the house doesn't have proper dining area, proper huge couches and stuff. It's just tiny region to have fun with your few friends. That's how I imagined when I was building, and I wanted to use like Realm of Magic items a bit. I think the only thing that I use from that may be the refrigerator and the oven. Like I barely use the package, and I create this magical vibe in here. I hope you would like it. And yeah, I said to myself, like, you don't use at all, like maybe you should give it a try. Then I tried those portraits to put the walls, and they don't look good, sorry. I couldn't pull them off. At first I wanted to give it a TV at the living room, and then I decided to give up on that idea because I thought that if you can make magic, you can find lots of ways to entertain yourself. Why do you need a TV for that? That's why I got rid of the TV and the coffee table, and I just put that big sofa in front of the fireplace. I imagine that this woman likes to read a lot, and she just picks up her book when it is cold outside. She just stays here and warms up the place, and then she enjoys that. Like, she doesn't change the weather too much. Sometimes she just grabs a coffee, grabs a book, and goes in front of the fireplace and enjoys that place. And here I'm trying crazy stuff. Never mind those stuff. Sometimes I try to put like very different items that I'm usually using. Like, you will see me changing lots of stuff here and there. I'm trying to skip and cut those places so that I don't consume your time. And this is how much I could cut actually at the end. So the pink room is dedicated for the bedroom, and the green one is for like a study, like a small study. And I was considering to give this girl a cat, and then I gave up, I think, after seeing that how big that cat trees were. I wanted to give a cat tree. If this girl would have a cat, it had to be a cat tree. I don't know why. I really wanted to do like that, and then I realized that I cannot fit two of them together, a double bed, and a like cat tree. I thought later on that like maybe this is not necessary, never mind. And if you would like to put a cat, you can just sacrifice some things in the study room maybe. Or you can just sacrifice more items at the kitchen. I don't know. And yeah, finally using some of the Realm of Magic items to create the magical vibe a little bit more. I think they're giving a nice touch if you like to use them, but if you use them too much, they don't look so magical to me. It's like, it really looks like too much forcing to me. That's why I don't like in the Realm of Magic, like everything is so curly and looking so fancy, very magical. If you use all of them together at the same time, it's kind of an overwhelming thing to me, and I don't want to use them all together because of that. In the study, I really wanted to put the table in this diagonal side, because I like the idea of like this person accepts the customers who has magical needs and she welcomes them at that study room, and they can just stand in front of her and they can talk about the things they wanted to have, and she may just give her recommendations and she can just get the deal and stuff. And there are balconies, and balconies are wide open, and they might look scary for you, but I like to see Sims hanging out, chilling there. So I created them like that. And for that little attic, I wanted it to use as a storage in the beginning, and then I gave like lots of unnecessary stuff here and there. The crib of the, for example, the crib of this magician, like she never wanted to give that away and she kept it there all the time, kind of stuff. That's how I imagined. Later on I will put there a washing machine because I thought that laundry would be a nice touch in this house. And she has the old style of washing tub as well, but I imagined that it would work in a magical way. It won't have to be like automatic stuff. I didn't want to give dryer, and when I didn't want that these balcony ropes looked so bad, I really didn't like how I put them there, and I want to destroy them all. I don't know what else I can do. I can just get rid of everything in the attic and just put another dryer, but I didn't want to do that either, so I just left it there. So if you don't like it at all, like me, you can just remove that. So this is how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed watching this speedrun video with me. And as always, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And you can subscribe to my channel too. You may consider that. And I would like to see your comments, and I'm trying to reply every comment. So take care of yourselves, guys. See you next week. Bye.